To the girls' side, Whit Johnson City took on Chenango Forks. This game was a low-scoring one. Johnson City did not make a three in the first half, but Leah Hankey was cleaning up the boards. This matchup was tied at 19 through 16 minutes. The Blue Devils came to win the last two quarters. Jordan Eckerson-Harris sparking it with this acrobatic layup, but Maggie Warpus was unstoppable on the court. This, too, is one of 4 teams she had on the day. Forks had a 6-point lead after 3. Then it's Warpus with the dime to Lauren's pass to make it a 9-point ball game to seal the deal. Blue Devils won 38-27. Warpus spoke after the matchup, praising how Forks played as a unit.
We've just been coming hard in practice. The whole team's been working together. It's not just myself, it's everyone working together. We're passing the ball well, finishing well, and just playing as a team.